Now tuned into something super tight. Puffin' something sticky, nigga, I roll through the light. Need to hear something real just to get me through the night. I'm looking for them jackets cause I know they looking shy. Know I'ma get some game, tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get the low love from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.
How is it in Vegas? I mean,
it's a crazy place.
Because, you know, the majority of people like myself,
Mm-hmm.
you know, before I went to Vegas and ventured off path, you know, off of, what do you call that? The Strip.
Yeah.
All you know about is the Strip.
The Strip.
You know what I mean?
So many people still only know about the Strip.
Yes, you don't think about it's people actually live here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how is it? Is it in the hoods?
So, Vegas is a hood. Let's just
Really?
make that very
Vegas.
clear. Vegas, after you leave the Strip, it's a hood or it's just a downtrodden place.
Oh.
And you have to, people don't understand, Vegas is not a state. Vegas is a city. So from one side to the other, it's only 30 minutes long.
Okay. Okay.
You know, we get everywhere in 5 to 10, maybe 15 if it's a stretch.
Okay.
But if you want to drive from one side to the other, it's going to take you 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then it's just by itself. So the history of Las Vegas, if I'm correct, they built it for the Strip purposes, and they had like black people there because they wanted to pay lower wages there to work. And then those people started building their families there.
Okay.
And, you know, I'll say this, living in Vegas, having 2 different backgrounds, I have not lost anybody in California that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Vegas is one of them places like every year, you know, you're going to lose 2-3 people that you know.
In Vegas?
Absolutely. It's a regular,
Oh, wow.
regular occurring thing.
I mean, Sin City.
Yeah, exactly. And I say it all the time. They have eerie death. They have, you know, gang violence.
What kind of gangs up there?
Oh God, they have like, I want to say like cliques more so.
Okay.
Like I know they got like the Wood, they got the Gersons, they got the Donnas. They do have like Burgundy Square, like Bloods. They have all of them, but it's a lot of like cliques and neighborhood based. But they're all right there, you know.
They're too close to be beefing.
Together within
y'all-
30 minutes.
How y'all
They're
beefing?
all right there. Yeah.
You gonna see me?
Yes, you are, and they're related.
And that's the
Oh,
problem.
wow.
These people grew up to, when I got to Vegas, they all was either cousins or like you know, when you live in Vegas for long enough,
Yes.
you know everybody in Vegas.
How many high schools in Vegas?
I would say there's a nice amount of high schools.
Okay.
Yeah, they
so-
break it up.
Okay.
I think they have to though. Like
Yeah.
my high school's in Vegas. I went to Cheyenne High School, which I think is like it's a legendary school for how crazy it was.
Oh,
like,
Is
yeah.
that the hood school?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
when I was there. It was
One of-
crazy. Yeah.
Well,
Just remember, all of Vegas.
Yeah,
is
it's
a
pretty
hood.
hood because they had to break those schools up because it was too much chaos. So they split them up into different schools. They created other schools like Legacy, and I graduated from Canyon, but they're all still like
Yeah.
a lot of hoopla, a lot of
That's crazy.
wildness going
I
on.
never
there.
would have thought that.
Man, people have no idea.
Yeah. I tell you.
How you wouldn't have thought that?
People have no
That-
idea.
I mean, you hear that about Nebraska too.
I've
But
never heard nothing about
I
Nebraska
said
in my life.
Nebraska's a hood. Yes.
That's crazy.
I
yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, but
I ain't
then
never been there. I don't
You
know
think
nothing
about
that
Vegas. I
place.
think about. I'm gonna be honest. Is it a lot of Hispanics there?
On the east side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
on the
know
east
why I
side.
just picture that. You know.
You have and even that's hood. East side is like a lot of Hispanics, and it's, I would say, the Hispanic version of the West Side. Now I'm no Vegas historian, like I wasn't raised there, but that's the way I would describe it. In the West Side is like where you'll find the projects,
Yeah.
and just all the churches, Church Row. They got churches like every corner, churches right next to each other.
Yeah.
It's just really hood there. And then you go to East Side, that's the Mexicans' hood.
Now I hear everything you say.
Mhm.
You say you came up in California in like a nice
Very.
neighborhood. How
yes.
was that transition for
It
you?
was a culture shock for me.
Mm-hmm.
My first school that I ever went to was on the east side with the Hispanics, but I was in the International Baccalaureate program for advanced academics.
Okay.
And I didn't want to be in Vegas. I wanted to stay in California. So I was very intelligent, and that's kind of like was my thing. You know, I got really good grades. I had a 5th grade reading level in kindergarten. I used to be reading all the classes. That's what I was known for in my family, for being gifted. So when I came to Vegas, I thought if I failed out of school, they would have to send me back
Oh, no.
with my grandparents.
Yeah.
You know,
Aw.
they didn't though. And when I got to Vegas, what they did was they have a travel and tourism program for kids that are from the hood.
Yeah.
And they would get them like a charter. They would get them on the bus and bring them all the way to Valley High School.
Gotcha.
And then the other program was for the gifted kids. Now, I was one of the few Black kids in that program. So when I got there, I seen these group of Black kids from the hood, and I lived over in their area, so I would be on the bus with them every day.
Yeah.
And they was telling me, like, we don't go to our classes. Like, you know, like,
You're like, oh, what
I'm
am
with y'all.
I doing? What I'm doing
that's
going to
exactly
class
what
every day.
happened. And I thought that was like, oh my God, these kids are ditching. These kids are all Black. They're, you know, I seen a fight. I'm like, oh, I saw my first fight. Boy, we all got kicked out the same year. Nobody got to come back the next year. I had like 20-something absences.
Damn.
And when they kicked me out, that's
Talk
when
about
it
bad
happened.
influence.
Yeah, it was terrible. It changed the course of my life, I think. But I got kicked out, and I ended up going to the school that was in our neighborhood, which was Cheyenne.
Okay.
Now, when I got to Cheyenne, I thought the Valley High School was crazy. Like, and it was 10 Black folks there.
Shit got real.
Cheyenne was all like a jungle. I really spent the first day in the bathroom calling my mom and dad, like, you gotta have my cousins move here again. and my cousins, my aunt moved with my cousins.
Okay.
And they dominated that year. They're both athletes. They got the Gatorade Player of the Year, both of them that year. And I got more comfortable, but I got in lots of fights and stuff like that. So my 10th grade is kind of where I really transitioned in Las Vegas.
Okay.
By the time I was in 11th grade, I was a Vegas girl.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So,
Everybody
but it was
knew you for squabbing.
not yet. But they knew. Like, I was all the girls I was with, you know. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Always fighting, always just everything. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
Know I'ma get some game tuned in with Super Tight. Yeah. I get the low from Big Bobo from the front seat, not no photos.